All right, all right, all right. It's Valentine's Day, my friends, and I hope you enjoy whatever you do this weekend, this in your life, but in general, this weekend. So I want to go over, let me slow down. I want to go over a couple things okay, there's a benefit to being on class chat. If you're not, there are actually a good number of you on class chat, so that's awesome. Last night, yesterday afternoon, after I did the review of those who have posted and given you feedback in the discussion board, I also put out on class chat that several of you did not catch that I wanted you to do an actual markdown file that you shared with us, and the fact that I wanted you to actually detail out those functions with a description of your dev. So it's really important to, as much as you can, pay attention. I know there's a lot of information in this class and it comes at you at a pretty good pace. So the other thing I'm going to say is that, if you're running into challenges, right? I've said, but I'm going to say it again, that, I'm here to help. That's what I'm for. Please utilize my schedule myself whenever possible. But we are coming into our week 6, which for us is that first milestone of our class. There'll be 3 of them where you actually need to create something. You need to make something work. You got to create code based on my requirements. And there's a couple things. Some of you, I'm guessing, just based on some of the code, which by the way, it was very interesting last night. You actually didn't have to write code, but I loved how many of you did. So that was awesome. And really, what I wanted you to do was do step by step through my code. But I love that you did. So, I was good either way. If you didn't talk about my code and you did your own, I was okay with that, even though I wanted you to really focus on doing this step by step. Because again, as you can see, I firmly believe in that. So, but what I did today is I updated, and I'm actually should be scrolled down here. I updated Dev with 2 new links. One, and that's the other reason it's great to be on chat, is that I released the schedule for the signups, right? So, and I talked about, right, anyway, I released them yesterday at class chat, and a couple of you have already signed up, which is awesome. Remember, they're actually, and especially if you're going to come see me next Wednesday night during my night class, that's actually going to be probably some of my latest hours of doing code reviews. But it's really important for you to check out the video I did here on Dev, right? Because I go over my code, I go over the concept of what I'm looking for, I go over the code reviews. So don't do all this work and then miss some really very fairly easy things you can do to make sure you get a good score. And one of them is the style guide that I talked about last week. So I actually linked it into Dev Zero today. So just know that if you're not following my style guides instructions, like my guidelines, there will be a few points off during your code review. But I'm going to say this again. I know, repeat, repeat, repeat. It's all good. Is that's the actual also another reason to motivate you to get this done and to come in early in the schedule, right? Because I do offer, of course, most of the code review sessions before the due date, which I get can create a challenge for those of you that work towards the due date, right? There's a reason I do it. I do have some after, okay, as well, but those are only on Friday. So if you are doing code reviews with me after that, you do get dinged a bit for late. So anyway, make sure you follow that style guide. Make sure you're getting your work done, coming in for code, scheduling yourself for code reviews, bringing in, and again, when I say in, that could be virtual, but I talk about that too. So please pay attention to that that video that was that write up for the dev. And the other thing I want to say, and I really appreciate some of the comments from students folks who have, I don't even want to say students because I don't feel that student teacher thing. I just don't. I try not to because I just don't think it's helpful. But for other folks in this class that have a bit more experience, and Fred comes to my mind. Fred's attendance posts for week 5 was really insightful, and it was the idea of that you just have to practice. There's so much resource out there for JavaScript, really. The other thing I would say about that is there's also a lot of examples of how to write bad JS. So, the reason I have a style guide and the reason I've chosen the course I have on Udemy is that I think it teaches you modern JavaScript, which has changed significantly. So anyway, check out those things. I will put in the link. I have the discussion board, also the International Women's Day, which is March 7th at Bitwise. I do have a student discount code that's listed in the discussion board. So if you're interested in going, we're going to have a makerspace. That one track will just be a makerspace. We'll have mentor sessions. We'll have sessions like I think there's a very good chance because I have submitted a proposal to do an introduction to React. And if you want to know about React, then maybe you come. I don't know when my session will be during the day. They don't have the schedule out, but they will soon. But they have the website, so you can check that out. I've given the link and reach out and ask many questions. So, as your reply to this week, one last thing. It is a holiday today. It is a holiday, meaning a campus holiday on Monday. So that means I moved the week 6 lecture output to the next day. But again, I hope that you're working on that work this weekend. So it's good to push that lecture up in your schedule if you can. So I think I've drilled that enough. Maybe not. Anyway, have a wonderful weekend campus holiday. Enjoy it whenever you can. And peace out. Bye.